Hi everyone, I'm Kim Kieber, FCSS Outcome Measures Trainer, and this video is to introduce you to the Volunteer Survey and Program Summary Report that has been created to support data collection for the Volunteer Income Tax Program. All previous videos have been geared towards measuring the impact on the taxpayer or community resident and our community as a whole. This video is about measuring the impact on volunteers. First, though, I need to acknowledge that the new FCSS accountability framework was released in December. Now, with this framework, there is a new FCSS outcomes model, and there will be new measures provided at some point in the future that align with this new outcomes model. So at this point in time, which is January 15th, we are unclear whether any of the measures on the survey I'll be showing you will be reportable on the 2023 FCSS annual report. So just be aware that if you're going to implement this survey, it is for your own information and not necessarily for meeting the provincial outcome reporting requirement. That being said, because measuring the impact of our programs is important, regardless of whether or not we report that data back to the province, we have still included this piece in the tools. So I will show you the survey to start with. Again, this survey is for the volunteers. And it is the same as the survey that we used last year. So as you can see, there are 3 survey questions. They are post-only survey questions, and we have the full agreement scale. Now, you can choose to ask your volunteers all 3 questions. You can choose to ask them 1 or 2. That's totally up to you. And again, you don't have to use the survey with your volunteers. This is just to provide you with an option if that is what you would like to do. So we also have a program summary report for this. I'll just share that with you now. As a reminder, program summary report is available for us to really capture our data and track it at the end of the year or at the end of our program. Now, you will notice that we have filled out most of it. We have our outcome statement, our indicators of success. We have our measures. So once you have collected the completed surveys from your volunteers, you would need to go in and just complete a couple of things. One is number of volunteers. And in this case, number of volunteers would be equivalent to number of participants, because this is tracking the volunteer experience. So number of volunteers and number of volunteer hours. We also need to track the number completing the measurement tool. So how many actually completed your survey? Then you see we have the 3, scroll down, the 3 measures here. And for each measure, we need to track number completing this specific measure. Hopefully, I know most of you don't have hundreds and hundreds of volunteers, so hopefully all volunteers answer every question on your survey, but they might not. So we need to track how many answered this specific one. And then we also need to track number experiencing positive change. So as a reminder, on a post-only survey with an agreement scale, positive change is anything that falls on the agree side. So that would include somewhat agree, and strongly agree. Now, you will notice that we have grayed out the cells that have the information about the measures bank number and the alignment with the FCSS outcomes model. And again, because of the new accountability framework and the new outcomes model, this is just here for historical reference, so that you know where it came from or from if you used it in the past. So I'm also just going to scroll down. So once you enter the data for the different questions, we also have already identified that it's a survey, that it's post only. If you have any stories from the volunteers about how meaningful this was for them or how it helped achieve the outcomes outlined up above, we can track those. We also have some continuous quality improvement questions around the volunteering piece, because this again is a survey specific to the volunteers. There's a space to track any successes or changes you might make. And then that is it. So I'm just going to stop share here. So I just want to say thank you again so very much to everybody who has used these tools in the past and is planning to use them this year. We hope it goes smoothly. I hope it does. And again, after you've watched the videos, if you have questions about using these tools, or of course, if you have questions about anything else outcome related, please reach out to your outcome measures trainer. So thanks, everyone. That's it.